All right, everybody, we are now live. I'm just going to wait for the Instagram to queue up real quick, and then we should be good to go. And it just queued up. And here we go. Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, the Beast One. Welcome to Dad Mentality. This week we have our guest D Nash. She's going to join us. Also, we have my girl Reese came in to join us this week. Unfortunately, I did not queue up the music. So we're gonna go ahead and do it the old school way. I do have it right here. So it's Dad's Mentality.
What is Dad's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Sometimes we gotta fix our mental. Or maybe it's not meant to be a dad, a father, that's what men do. I made a promise to my kids, that's what I do. I just want them to do things better than I do. Or better yet, better things that I did. What is Dad's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Welcome to the show, shout out to the coach. And Matty Ice, Ice Cold Crypto. And each one, teach one. That's mentality, we just try and reach one. What is That's mentality?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to Dad's Mentality. It's of course your boy, the Beast One. I'm happy to join y'all today. We got, of course, y'all know I don't do it by myself. I got my man, A Million Grand. Y'all know him as Vance Robs, aka Coach. What's up, dog?
What's good with you? How y'all doing today?
Man, doing good. So we definitely got my other boy here with me to give me that dad mentality. But y'all know him as Wealthy and Blessed. Y'all know him as the Ice Cream Man. Y'all know him as what else? Diversified Hustler. My man, Matty Ice Cold Crypto. What's up, Matty Ice?
What's good, everybody?
All right. Now, joining us this week, she was here with us last week, and she sparked such a good conversation. I kind of wanted to bring it back this week. We'll get into that, but y'all know her from the Mac. I always say it backwards. Which way is it? Give it to me. It's the Morning Mac or Mac Morning? All right. The Morning Mac Show. Y'all know her as Reese, also Althea McFarlane. Y'all see her on the comedy stage. You can see her as an actress. You can see her as a producer. I mean, this woman, you can see her as an author. If you haven't got Shades of Blue, let me tell you, you need to go out and get it by AM Morning. You can catch it on, you can also catch it on audio books. I'm telling you, my girl does everything, and I'm thankful that she's here with us again. My girl, Reese. What's up, Reese?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Thank you for having me. It's the blessed to be among the council of wise men.
Okay. I appreciate you, Reese. Last but not least, unfortunately, I didn't get. He came in last second as usual, so I didn't get all the credentials. So I'm gonna let him tell all the credentials as far as where you can catch him and where he's been. But you know, I know he's my man, $1 million grand. I was there for him doing all the to be emotional partner doing all his surgeries and things like that he had to get done. You know what I'm saying? But I know he also is a Redskins fan and part of the Balls Bluff Brothers, which is another wrestling group that we have out of the church. So, you know, but this is my man, $1 million grand. Y'all know him as Dwayne, aka D Nash. How you doing, brother?
Man, first and foremost, right, what we can't say is that there's a wrestling group coming out of the church during the days and times of peace. We just can't say that. We can't say that because this is going to be all types of allegations going on around here about what we do, and I don't need that type of smoke. as of this time. But yeah, like you said, man, I'm surprised you don't know all of my allegations. Not allegations. I'm sorry. All of my
Uh-oh.
the things that I'm dealing with right now. Look at me. I'm talking about allegations. My mind is elsewhere. See, so focused on the joke that I couldn't even let it go. But like Rodney said, you can catch me every Tuesday on Facebook Live on Sleazy Sports. That's SLZE Sports, where we talk about all things that's sleazy in sports that particular week. And as always, you can catch me at herosports.com, where I am their HBCU football correspondent. So I do all the coverage for FCS HBCU football.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being here. We're going to get ready to get into this, get into our mental health check-in. I'm going to go first because I need to get out all this stuff because it's hot as hell. So right now, I would say I'm about an 8.5. You know, earlier this week, I think I was at 8, but I watched my beloved Commanders and how good they played last week. And I had a new life brought into me. You know what I'm saying? Where I had to bring out the gear. So I pulled out the storage container that had Redskins written on it. You know what I'm saying? And brought out all my old gear. Unfortunately, I ain't got no Commanders gear. But, you know, I got all the Redskins gear, and I'm wearing it all today because I'm happy that after a long, long time, we actually, for one good game, in my opinion, looked like an actual football team that can do something.
Man, 2 weeks. Man, we look good against the Bengals, too. I'm happy to see you back, man.
Well, I ain't say I was back. I brought it out, but, you know, it'll go right back in real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
but picture and all that, man.
I'm gonna give him a little respect, but you know, it's only a little bit of time. But 8.5. Oh, so also this week, I joined the Enlightened Ones podcast, and these fellas I've talked about them previously on the show. Deuce and James and Don, man, they invited me on the show. I had an excellent time hanging out with these fellas. If you have an opportunity, please watch that show. It's really good. We talked about multiple subjects, and just from sports you know, of course we had to talk about Diddy a little bit, but you know, we definitely talked about just raising just what it is and looking at sports and things from two different generations, because I'm a little bit older than these guys. But these guys are the people that really helped me start my podcast, and I actually stole a lot from them. So, you know, it was something that it was great to finally get on the show, give them their props, which I always do anyway. And so, you know, shout out to those guys at Light One Podcast. If y'all have a second, please follow, share. If you do not, watch them. But if you ain't following me first, share Dad Mentality and follow us first, then go over there and follow them too. So, you know, that's what we really want to do. So, but anyway, Matty Ice, how was your week?
My week was cool, man. So I'm about a 6.5, 7 again, man. But over the weekend was cool, man. I had a successful event over the weekend, man. We had a small thing over at the shop this weekend. I did a party for somebody out on the truck. So weather held off good for Saturday. It was raining all day Friday and everything, so we wasn't sure, but it was a beautiful day on Saturday, so we was able to get out to the event. Everything turned out well, and then was able to do a couple things yesterday, and then was able to sit down and catch the game yesterday, man. And the Commanders, man, you know what I mean? Our Washington football team looked good yesterday, man. Looked great. So, man, that was a good feeling yesterday, man. Like you said, to see our team finally look like a real team. Like we can be a contender, man. We still got some work to do. So that took me up to about, you know what I mean, a good 7. You know what I mean? I see Coach over there rubbing his head, man. You know what I mean? He's seen his team. He's seen Love go down yesterday. So I know he wasn't too happy about that. But overall, man, I'm feeling pretty good and looking forward to the rest of the week, man. There's some different things I got going on this month.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit out of order because I don't want to ruin the Redskin love. I'm going to go ahead and go to my man D Nash and see how your week is.
Last, man.
See how your week is. And then, you know, tell me how your week was from 0 to 10 and you know, how you feeling, brother?
Man, you know, it's about 8.5, you know. Things have gotten to a point where I don't allow for
All right, there we go with that. There we go with that
resources
Metro
anymore.
PCS, my friend. Might have
Yeah,
to
you
slow
talking
down or
about?
something. You got the robot joint
Yeah, you
going
was
on.
sounding good at first.
All right.
Go ahead, talk again. Let's see.
What about now? Is it
Nah,
good
it's still the same,
Oh.
brother. We you know, I tell you, Nash.
All right,
I'm gonna get you some internet for Christmas or something. You might have to leave out and come back in. Leave out and come back in,
All right.
and we'll see if that works. Yeah, we'll go to Reese. Don't worry, we're waiting so you can get your turn though. Unfortunately, we still got Coach. So, but Reese, how was your week? 0 to 10.
This is the lowest that I've been in a long time because of what happened over the weekend. I got shook up, and I'm trying to bounce my nerves back. I did not know that something scared me until it scared me, and I'm trying to be the same jovial person. I'm trying to. I'm part of me want to rage, and then the other part of me just want to lay flat. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get balanced again.
Okay. I mean, if you want to go into what happened, you can let us know. We can talk about it if you want to.
I thought I was being kidnapped about Uber. I thought the guy, I'm disabled because I'm visually impaired. You know, Maddie, y'all know, right? So Metro Access set up a ride through Metro Access for them to come and get me. They sent me an Uber. I take the Uber where I need to go, but he takes me to an alley behind the hotel.
Oh yeah,
and you, because I kept telling the guy, and he was a foreigner. He was he was Arabic. He wasn't Indian. He wasn't Latino. I know all the African content. He wasn't that. He was he had a full beard, and he wore a
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he was Middle East. And I said, "Excuse me, sir, I don't recognize this. Excuse me, sir, where are we at? I don't recognize this." And he started yelling at me and going off and said, "I'm not taking you nowhere else." And I'm like, "You ain't taking me where I'm supposed to be. Wait a minute. Stranger danger." So he put him behind the Motel 6 in the alley part. He said, "Get out the car." And I was like, I'm calling the police. I said, I ain't getting out. I didn't know where I was at. And I was for a second, I was scared. I didn't get scared until he locked the door on me. And then I was like, okay, so it's about to go down. And I didn't have my pen with the knife in it on me because I didn't have my bag with me. It's a normal bag I take when I go out with my books and stuff. I got weaponry. You know, I got weaponry.
Protection.
Yeah. But I was going to Tumac Barbershop to do a show. I was like, oh, they know me. I don't need it. Thought I was safe. And so it's like my man Phil called me. He's like, "Where are you at?" Because I was calling 911. And I was like, "Phil, he won't take me to the barbershop." He said, "Where you at?" I'm like, "I don't know." Then I saw the Motel 6. It's the Motel 6. I mean, and Phil was like, "I'm on my way. Stay right there." He tried to put me out. Phil said, "Stay right there." So that's when he locked the door. And I thought he was going to drive me somewhere else. So I was, I thought I was in an episode of Taken. It really unraveled me.
Right.
I ain't going, I'm Billy Badass on any other day. But for that day, I feel like a little vulnerable girl. Because it just caught me off guard. And I've been shaking ever since. I feel like I need some protection. I got a gun license. It makes me want to go out and buy a gun. But
Why you got the license with no gun?
You can't take it in DC anyway. It don't matter. You couldn't take it in DC.
But she can get her concealed carry
license for DC.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying for what she has, she can't. She has a Maryland one. I know that because we talked about it previously. I was about to say you can't take it in DC.
It just makes me so upset because I felt vulnerable. I felt disrespected because he started yelling and screaming at me, and I'm scared. I'm like, and he was on the phone yelling, talking to somebody. I'm like, they're about to set me up. They're about to sex traffic me.
Well,
so it just turned out to be a misunderstanding. He just was.
I don't know what it turned out to be.
I'm saying
your head. but your boy, Phil came and got you. Yeah.
When I called Metro Access, and then they had the police call me to make a report and all of that, because you don't do that to somebody.
So you had to get out in the alley,
behind the motel.
Oh yeah.
Stayed in the car until Phil got there, right?
I did.
Okay.
Because he was like, get out. I'm like, oh no, because that's all I seen too many movies. He dropped off. He said, I dropped her off, and then whatever else happened to me, whatever else would happen. And how I know that he wasn't setting this up talking. I might watch too much movie, but that makes me like this. When I was like this when I didn't know where I was at. Coach, you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. And once you get caught vulnerable, I mean, yeah, I understand.
And it was the grace of God that I didn't have my bag because I didn't have to shank him. And it was also the grace of God that Phil got that call, because before I could call 911, Phil was calling me, looking for me. And he heard that I had people looking for me. And I think that's what, diffused that. People go missing all the time, and we don't know why. That could, and it's scary. So I'm like, wait a minute. I felt like if I was a man, he wouldn't have did that. First of all, he wouldn't have been yelling at me. I would have been like, excuse me, sir, I don't recognize this. Where are you taking me? And he started going off in his language and started yelling. I bet you if it was any of y'all, he wouldn't have did that. No, would he?
You was in the back seat?
I was in the back seat.
You was on his side? Or
no. On the opposite side.
Yeah, I always sit behind the driver.
Okay.
So just to remember that.
Okay.
Why, well, tell her why you sit behind the driver.
You can choke him out.
All right. There we go. No, we're not promoting choking out your Uber drivers.
Right. No, he locked that door. He locked that door on me. And I'm like, why are you locking the door?
Him.
Yeah, you can control him from being behind. I get what you're saying. All right. Well, Reese, we're glad you made it out. How'd the comedy show go at the barbershop?
At the barbershop, everybody say that it was good, but people that knew me, they said my face looked flushed. They said you could tell I was a little off because I was kind of shaking up. Mm-hmm. But everybody else laughed and they loved it. And the new aesthetics, because I was at the barbershop, Rodney, I had clippers, brushes, the big old thing of magic oil sheen, Rodney. I was just, you know what I do, Rodney. I just pulled it out.
I'm surprised you didn't have a shank in your.
You said you had a big old thing of baby oil.
Of course you
did. Magic. This is black magic oil sheen that y'all mentioned.
I thought you said baby oil too. Yeah, I thought that's what you should have had in there. That would have been a great part of your jokes too. Mm-hmm. It's all good. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Hey, so for the people who are in the comments watching, please check in with us. Let us know how you feel from 0 to 10. Give us some good energy before Coach tries to ruin our commander's energy. We appreciate that. All right, Coach, it's on you.
All right, so my week probably still hovered around a 6. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, dealing with some physical and medical issues. So I'm still fighting that battle every day. But you know what I'm saying, mentally I'm playing pretty stable right now. Commanders won, you know what I mean? But I just want to warn some people about this, though. The Bible tells us beware of false prophets. You know what I mean? And those that come in sheep's clothing. And Commander fans are the main ones that fall for stuff like this. Right? You know what I mean? Like we always fall for stuff like this. I said
you said we. Okay.
I said we. Right? We always fall for stuff like this. You know what I mean? But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So here's the deal. Wear them Commanders jerseys and all that nonsense right now. Because in a couple weeks, y'all, it's going to be a whole different ball game, right? You know what I mean? Everybody will be saying, oh, man, this, oh, man. And
Maddie, I'm going to isolate that for a couple weeks at Maddie Ice, so we can bring that back up.
Here's the deal. Here's what I will say. I will say this. The quarterback is the real deal. He is the real deal, right?
I agree with you.
But understand this. He's a rookie. They don't have film on him yet. When they start to get film on him, his production will drop. then you'll see who he really is. But he is the real deal. But don't expect, because see, here's the deal. 2 more wins and y'all gonna say y'all going to the Super Bowl. I already know where we going with that. I already know what road.
I ain't saying that. 2 more
I'm-
wins.
I'm-
no.
I already know
we're gonna talk about it more later, but I ain't going Super Bowl. But I think we're gonna talk about that more later. So I think
we're gonna get
playoff,
into
though.
it. Yeah, we're gonna get
Yeah,
into it.
It wasn't that bad, right? You know what I'm saying? Good luck. Godspeed. You
Well,
know?
tell us about the rest of your week, Coach. Let's talk about tell us how the rest of your week.
I figure out what we talk about in sheep's clothing. That like I'm trying to figure out.
He done did the whole pass the coach going to tell
hey,
us.
no, here's the deal, bro. Because it's a false reality. I do understand it's a false reality, bro. Like, and here's why I say that. Because the last 2 teams you played defensively aren't good teams.
Okay.
The Bengals weren't good defensively.
All right. Once again, we're going to get into this topic. So go ahead and tell us about the rest of your week and what your score is. All right.
So, my week overall was, you know what I'm saying, up and down. I mean, I had some difficult moments, some good moments. All in all, the family's healthy, the kids are healthy. Getting back into the swing of things as much as I can right now. And I think all in all, you know what I'm saying, I'm progressing. So that's all I can really ask for. You know what I mean? That's it.
All right. Okay. All right. Sounds like good news. So I don't know if we're gonna get D Nash back. D Nash, you out there? You know, come on back. We invited you, but for the people still out there, we got our good girl O saying hey to everybody. We also got Shaquan Williams. She gave us the little LOL in the face when Reese was telling her story. You know, join us in the comments. Let us know how you feel. Make sure you give us your rating from 0 to 10. And you know, if you want to chime in, please chime in, and we'll get to you. So anyway, we're gonna get to
y'all can share the link on the page. Let everybody know we live on Facebook, where else? IG and YouTube. So you share it on your page so more people can find us. Give us likes so more people can find us.
Absolutely, appreciate that. We're gonna go into the topic, which is my first subject is of course the Commanders, and are they real? I mean, I feel like Coach already gave us his dissertation, so you know, I don't know if he has more to say, but you know, it is something that we can bring up and discuss. So I mean, Matty Ice, how you feel about his sheep in or what is it, wolf in sheep's clothing whole rigmarole?
I'm gonna say I'm excited, but I still definitely, it's still early though. Like the season is long. You know what I mean? I've seen us start off the season 7-1. You know what I mean? And then the bottom fall out. So you still guys, I'm taking it game by game. So, but from what I see right now, I'm definitely excited about the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like I do believe we got the real deal in the quarterback. You know what I mean? But he got to stay healthy. And then I believe we just need to see a little bit more from the defense and some other things. Like with that defense, I can't see us making a true Super Bowl playoff type run with that defense. But the defense did look better yesterday. I don't know if just Kyler Murray was that bad yesterday because he was holding on the ball too long. Like Kyler didn't look good yesterday. So I don't know if that was more the defense, because I thought Marvin Harrison was going to torch the Skins. I actually had Marvin Harrison on my fantasy team. I thought he was for yesterday because I just expected him to have a big game. He got 1 touchdown, but other than he only had like 45 yards or something like that. So I was kind of surprised at that. So if the defense can start playing better, then I think we might have a serious chance if the defense can start playing better. If that was real yesterday, like, because none of our players really played. If you really think about it, none of the defense played in the preseason. Louvu, Wagner, like most of the defensive line, Allen, Payne, nobody played in the preseason. So they really just starting to jail for real. I know secondary is some garbage, but if we can start getting a little more pressure on the quarterback, that'll help the secondary. And not saying we got to have a a top 10 defense, but if our defense can be competitive, in which they have because they've been stopping people in the red zone, we got a chance, man. And I honestly think we are the best team in the division right now because everybody in our division looking beatable. You know what I mean? Like everybody looking beatable right now. So I think we got a chance. You know what I mean? If we can we win the division, we already in the playoffs. But I think we can beat the Eagles right now. We already beat the Giants, and I think we could beat the Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Coach. I'm curious to how you feel about that.
I mean, all right, let's see. Let's take a look at things, right? You know what I mean? Like, who is the Eagles? Who have the Eagles played so far?
They played.
They played Houston.
I know they played Houston.
Have they played? Who they played?
They played the Saints. I know they lost.
All right, so they played the Saints.
Lost to the Saints, and they lost to the game yesterday.
They beat the Saints. They beat the Saints.
They beat the Saints.
They lost to the Bucks, which was
yesterday.
Lost to, and they lost to the Falcons, right? And they played the Packers, right?
Yeah, the Falcons they lost right at the end. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
All right, so that's it. Let's see who has the Cowboys played. The Cowboys lost to the Ravens. They got dogged, right?
Yep, they lost.
They beat the Giants.
Yep,
and the Cowboys lost to the Saints, and they beat the Browns, right? All right, so all right, so and the Giants are who they are, right? You know what I mean? They're not a good team. The Commanders have to play the teams that those two teams have lost to, right? Well, the Saints, they got to play the Saints, right?
Yeah.
And they got to play. They play the Browns this week.
We got the Browns, but our schedule not exactly the same. We play some of the same divisions, but we don't play exactly the same team.
Yeah, y'all got the Saints. Y'all got the Saints and the Browns.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all got the Saints and the Browns and the Titans. So
we got the Browns next week, and I say that's
hold on. So Matty Ice thinks we can win the division. Coach, are you saying there's no way we're winning the division, or are you saying that it's possible? What are you saying over there?
I'm saying that the jury's still out. I don't know that you can win the division.
Here we go. Nah, I need you to make a decision for me.
Honestly, I don't think you can.
You don't think we can?
Mm-hmm.
So you
don't think we can make the playoffs?
I think you may jump a wild card, but I don't think you're gonna win the division.
Right now, who's looking like the best team in the division right now?
Hold on, Matty Ice. Let me get with Reese, how she feel real quick.
I agree with what Coach saying. You know, and I get what he meant with the sheep, the wolves in sheep clothing. You know, y'all are getting ready to get fooled again. Y'all go on there. Yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going all the way. People are talking that smack now, but only the 3 wins. But like he said, y'all was playing against some teams that wasn't contenders, I guess, you know, for lack of a better word. But you might go in on a wild card because y'all always finally get a wild card. But to win your division, I doubt it.
But y'all gotta remember, like, regardless of what the record's gonna be, Cowboys and Eagles games are gonna be hard, difficult games, like off gate. So don't go in that joint thinking that you about to blow them out, right?
Nobody's thinking that,
right? Exactly.
I ain't talking about blowing them out, but they beatable. I said they beatable.
But here's the deal. That goes back to my original point. By the time y'all play them, the film will be out. Schemes will be changed, and it's going to be a different type of game. That's all that I'm saying. And
we should know by then, though, because we don't play them till second half of the season. So we're going to know how we really looking by the time we play them. Like, we don't play
you don't play none of them till the second half of the season.
Exactly. Right. That's my point. So we going to know.
You're going to know it too. You're going to know in 2 weeks how good you are, because you got to go You got to go 45 minutes up the street. Like, so don't worry.
I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, all right, let's find out real quick.
Let's see if D Nash got that mic problem fixed
for that game.
And then all right, so D Nash, Matty Ice has said we gonna be number 1 in the division. Coach said there's no way in hell And Reese, who's a bandwagon Cowboys fan, I ain't expect her to say nothing else but agree with Coach.
Oh, I didn't know
So
she was a Cowboy fan.
She didn't know she was a Cowboys fan until I asked her. She had to think about it, and then was like, "Oh, Cowboys." And then yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go D Nash. How do you feel?
Well, first off, what I'm gonna ask y'all to do, especially Reese, stop listening to these conversations with Bama's on the Metro or at the carryout talking about we going to the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen.
Thank you.
As much as I love this team, that's not going to happen. You know what else I also know it's not going to happen? No one from the NFC East is going to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to need everyone in the division, first and foremost, to calm down. Now it's time for me to go into Ball Bluff's brother mode here. Right?
Hold
Let me go ahead and get my tag partner ready. Right?
Hold on. I gotta bring you up. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let me go ahead and get ready for my tag team partner over there. Right?
Oh no, I can't find
other things. Well, you know, we go ahead. Your identity's known for this week. That's cool. What I'm also going to say is realize this: the Commanders are in first place right now. Deal with it. It's okay. It's okay. We're 3-1. 3-1 for the first time since 2011. Allow us to have this moment. It has been 13 years since the Commanders / Redskins have started the season 3-1. Matter of fact, this is the first time since 2015, 2016 that they scored over 30 points in consecutive games. Allow us to have this moment. And the last time that they scored over 40 points in one game was 2016 for Kirk Cousins.
Right? Woo! All right.
Then,
so there we go. You're supposed to do like a woo or something. You gotta have
hey, Nash, I'm cool with living in the moment. I'm cool with Ronnie dressing up gear. I'm cool with Matty how he's wearing his stuff today. I'm cool with all of that. Yeah. But you know, the Commanders fans are a little different. They're a little different.
You know what? But you know what? We're not the only fan base that's a little different, right? Let's be realistic. Cowboy fans are a little different.
Yeah.
Steeler fans at times can be a little different. So there are a lot of fan bases that can be just that special.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, you know what I'm saying? I heard you guys earlier talk about, you know, the film will be out on everyone else. I'm going to need y'all to stop acting as if Cliff Kingsbury has not coached in this league before. He will make adjustments just like everyone else will make adjustments. Because guess what? Film on what these other teams that we're playing against will also be out too.
I agree.
I think that film will catch up not that fast, Steve. I think they may catch up by the end of the year or maybe even next season.
That film will catch up fast. Like
I don't think they've shown everything yet. Just like the first 2 games, you ain't really see nothing. So they still unveiling what they can do. You know what I mean? I don't really think they've shown everything yet.
I'm kind of right here with Matty Ice, right? Because I'm looking at it like this. They should know what Cliff is capable of doing from his time in Arizona. Yes. However, it's looking different here in here in DC, especially because of the running game. The thing, though, that I do fear is this defense. And the fact that this secondary, this past Sunday aside, has had tough times. I'm going to need that thing to get a little bit better. With all of that said, if this team wins 7 games this year, I am elated. I don't even care if they make the playoffs. I just want to see improvement. But with the thing that I do see right now that I am completely confident in is the play in Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he's
the way that boy has looked so far. If he can somehow continue this streak, and let's not get this twisted either. I still have Brittle Bob PTSD living in my soul. I can't let that go. For those who are unfamiliar with whom Brittle Bob 3 Sticks is, that is Robert Griffin III. I refuse to call that Bama RG3 ever again in my life. To me, he will forever be Brittle Bob.
I don't think, and when people make those comparisons, I don't think they are that similar, to be honest, to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're that similar. Bob, he He was fast. He was tracking fields straight up and down, stiff fast.
Yeah.
Jaden isn't like that. He got a whole different cool and swagger to him when he runs. I think, and he showed that he know how to slide now. He say that again.
One was a quarterback and one was an athlete.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I believe Jaden is both. He's an athlete and he's a true quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see. I do get a little nervous when he run, of course. You know what I mean. But I think he knows how to avoid the big hit. I think that hit in the Giants game kind of woke him up a little bit. Was like, all right, I ain't trying to take no more hits like that. But he's a competitor. You know what I mean? When he had to go sit down, and since then he's slid or he's got out of bounds, so he's not trying to take those type of hits no more. But they not the same. So I'm, you know what I mean? Let them play, let them run, because that's part of the game.
Definitely, most definitely. But the one thing he definitely does better than Brittle Bob is pass the ball. This dude has the highest passing percentage over 4 games than anyone in the history of this league that has thrown at least 100 passes.
And when he runs, he looks to pass. Like
exactly.
But he evolved too. He wasn't doing that the first 2 games. Like against Tampa, you could tell that was his first game. He was moving too fast. He was running, wasn't looking downfield. But now when he get out the pocket, he's still looking to pass. And if he improved, this is only his 4th game. So this is not question.
Defense is good, by the way. Just thought I'd let y'all know.
Yeah, but exactly. He didn't look bad. You know what I mean? They got a good defense, so I think they dialed it back on what they allowed him to do that game. But do y'all think this is he's seen his ceiling? Is this as good as he's going to be?
No.
Exactly. So if he's going to get better throughout the year, even though there will be more film on him, but if he's progress,
he's going to add more things. He's going to add more stuff to his repertoire and evolve. His ceiling is a lot better. But fellas, I know we can talk about this forever, but I do want to get into the other topic today. So but I did want to get a good consensus. I'm glad I stacked the deck for the Redskins are going to do great.
Let's go on record though. Now I'm still saying we can win the division. I think we're the best team in the division at this moment from what I've seen. And it's going to be between us, and I hate to say it, the Cowboys. I think the Eagles, they might make a run, but I think they got something going on over there with the Eagles right now. I think they may be imploding on themselves. But I'm going to say it right now. We win the division.
I think the Cowboys going to implode. Shoot, Jerry Jones out there doing all the wrong things. But anyway, we keep it moving. We keep it moving.
Real quick, I will say this. The top 3 teams in the division right now, we all know what their weaknesses are. Washington is their defense. With Dallas, it seems to be just about damn near everything. And with Philly, for whatever reason, your boy Jalen Hurts is playing like trash. Everything that happened that was the issue in the second half of the season last year for Philadelphia is starting to carry over, and it's not looking pretty.
But the Eagles have had the toughest schedule through the first 4 too. Like people,
they have.
The Eagles have played the Bucks, the Saints, the Packers, and the Falcons, bro. Like all them teams are.
But wait a minute. On paper, though, coming into the season, if you would have said the Bucks, the Saints, and the Falcons would have been the toughest competition for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nobody didn't think the Saints was going to be that good at the beginning of the year.
What I'm saying is amongst our division and who we play in the division, like who everybody else has played, like.
Washington's also played against the Bucks, and they played against a playoff team in Cincinnati. So they played 2 tough teams as well.
And Arizona, nobody thought Arizona was going to be a slouch at the beginning of the year either. You know what I'm saying?
Arizona been trash, bro. They were trash last year.
People thought the Saints was going to be garbage at the beginning of the year.
One good game, and everybody said Kyler was about to be the next saving grace. He's had one good game all year.
He played a couple games tough. He got smoked.
No, he threw to Marvin Harrison.
Let's get back to it. So Matty, I said division champions. D Nash, where you at?
They're on the outside looking into the playoffs, and I'm not mad at it if they win 7 games. If they do that, winning 7, I'm not mad.
Yeah, you staying conservative. You playing it safe.
So you saying 7 games? They win 7 games. You happy?
Cool.
If they win 7 games, I am happy. That means they've gotten better. And let's be realistic. Daniel's play will take a dip. He's not going to keep completing passes at this rate right now. And if he throws an interception or two here and there, I'm fine with that too. Is he progressing, and will it be sustainable? That's all I'm looking for right now.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
we
you?
definitely winning 7 games.
All right. So, Althea McFarland, where are you at in this? Do you think the Redskins are pretenders? Will they make the playoffs? Or
I agree with D Nash and Coach. I don't think they're going to. They might get in on a wild card like they always do. Wild cards are their favorite, so I think they'll get in on a wild card ticket. But I don't think they're going to win the division as well. And like D Nash said, if they win 7, but 6,
They win 7.
You know what? 7 in this city with fans like Reese over there talking ish is going to be difficult. Because y'all still can't win a division though, but we all know what Dallas is going to do. They're going to be right back on the sofa with us after the first week of the playoffs.
But if we beat the Browns this week, and then go 500 for the rest of the year, we won more than 7 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
we'll see. We'll rehash this later. It's all good. I think we made the playoffs too. I don't know about being number 1 in the division, but I think 7 games is very feasible. If not a 1 or 1 more, or even get to 9 and 7, that'll be.
Yeah, if we win just 7, we don't even make the playoffs. So,
but I still think we're gonna make the playoffs. 9 and 7 sounds about right to me. But I'll be happy with 7 games, like was said too. So, but I'm not, I'm not officially in it. I still don't have any Commanders gear. It's all Redskin stuff. That's it.
Yeah.
This is a 10-year-old.
Daddy, I was right there with you. When I saw Rob with all the Redskin stuff on, I was like, whoa, where this man come from?
Okay. I've been trying to get him back the last few weeks. He wasn't listening to it last week. He saw them touchdown passes to Terry.
This week. Last week I at least looked in the stores to see if the bin was there. This week I brought it out. You know what I'm saying? It's good times, fellas. It's good times and to be good. It's good to feel this way in the DMV. It's been a long time since we had a respectable team, and I hope they stay respectable and keep Daniels, of course, off the ground. That's what I'm more concerned about. Us or worried about his injury.
Coach over too.
Injury. So we're working out. Yeah, Coach. Hey, Coach had a Redskin starter back in 7th grade. I remember.
Coach has,
what I'm saying?
Coach has season tickets until 2011.
Yeah, so don't let Coach. He want to be in.
I left my jersey, my tickets, and everything in the stands at the Seahawks game, playoff game. Everything. I walked out that joint a straight up white T-shirt.
You'll be back, man.
Undershirt joint. I can't even say what it's called, but you know what I'm saying. Walked out the joint, middle of the winter in that joint, and left everything there.
Hey, them boys make you do that, shirt. They make you do that.
Yeah. Well, let's go to get into another topic, fellas. Last week Reese came in. She did her segment on helicopter moms and being a little overprotective. So I kind of wanted to bring her back and bring back the subject of, raising a son in 2024. What's the difference in how we were raised as men and then how the generation is nowadays. So, and Reese's here. So we are kind of already started the subject. And I'm just going to go with the first topic is, when do you stop cooking for your adult child? At what age is it that you can come home and your mom should be like, I ain't making you nothing, boy, or dad, or whatever the case may be. Because, for me personally, my mom told me at 13, she looked at me and she said, do you know how to cook? And I said, no. She said, well, how you going to eat? Because I'm only cooking on Sundays. From now on, the only day I'm cooking is Sunday for Sunday dinner. The rest of the week is fend for yourself. So, that's how I was brought up. And I'll be honest with you, all my kids know how to cook for that same exact reason. And I barely cook. My daughter do do a lot of the cooking around the house too. I mean, I cook, but she does a lot of the cooking. And if I am cooking, she's always helping me too. But my son, he cooked since he was 15 in a restaurant, so he know how to cook too. And that was just something that we brought up and thought about. So, what about you, D Nash? You still is Mama Nash still feeding you over there?
Man,
when you go see her, she's still feeding you?
Let me go ahead and put you on to something you probably had no idea about, or probably you did know. My Dukes don't cook.
Okay.
Never have, rarely has, if ever. It's really been my grandmother who was the cook, right? And by the time we moved out, because we were living with my grandparents up until I was around 15. So by that time when we moved out, I started learning how to cook for myself. So it was all on me. And it's kind of been like that ever since.
Somebody call my name?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? What?
A bunch of clapping in the background. Y'all don't hear that?
Nah, I don't hear it. Somebody got it. How long has it been clapping? It just started?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't hit nothing. I have no idea.
All right,
you might need to leave and come back in. Yeah, I don't hear it. I hope nobody else hears it. I'm gonna cut all the background noise down and off though.
No, I don't hear anything.
All right. He might have. He got that iPhone, so he might have did some clapping motion or something, and that joint went off and went retarded. AI done went retarded on him. He yelling at me and shit. Baby, I was nervous as shit. His camera was off. I was like, where the hell that come from? Go ahead anyway. What was saying?
Oh, you're asking if my mom cooks for me. So ever since then, man, it's really been on me. Matter of fact, I cook for her now. But to your point, man, I'm a little disappointed because I was kind of robbed of this. I never really got a chance and opportunity to teach my son how to cook. So I don't even know if he knows how to cook yet because I haven't put him in the situation to really do so. If he would have come by and asked to have me cook something for him, probably I just might. But for the most part, man, we normally go out, we hang out and chop it up because he's not here. He's down in Newport News, so I get a chance to see him, maybe once every couple of months. So matter of fact, hopefully I get a chance to go see him. Matter of fact, the plan is to go see him next month. But I don't get a chance to see him that often. So and most of the time when I do, it's a big occasion. And it's either I'm cooking for him or we going out. So yeah, it's a rarity that I get a chance to do that.
All right, Matty Ice. We already know Matty. Matter of fact, I'm gonna skip it. Go to Vance. Sorry, Vance.
What's that?
When do you stop? When does the kid you stop cooking for these grown adults in your house?
Oh, I mean, my house is a little different. So you know what I mean. My son was cooking dinner for the entire family since he was 14.
Wow.
Every night. So matter of fact, he's in school to be a chef now. So and I mean he's at Johnson Wells up in Rhode Island, studying food management. So that's one. My oldest, it's funny that we're having this conversation because when he left, my next one, who's 11, she is starting to learn how to cook. My wife is a big advocate of the kids being able to take care of themselves. So she's already teaching my younger girls, the 11 and 8-year-old, how to cook, how to meal prep, do all of that stuff. And they'll probably be cooking dinner within the next year by themselves, right? But my oldest is funny because we didn't do that with her. And she's 21, and she was home a couple weeks ago, and she actually said, "Man, I wish I would have learned how to cook when I was living here, so that way I could. I'm living now." So we're starting to work with her just over the phone, how to marinate chicken, how to put it in the oven, how to do this, how to cook that. I mean, all of them can cook oodles and noodles. You know what I mean? All of them could cook stuff to survive, right? You know what I'm saying? Throw it in the microwave, blah, blah, blah. But actually how to cook, save money, go to the grocery store, eat healthy, all of that stuff. We're big advocates of that because, you don't have to rely on somebody else to cook for you, because there'll be times where it's just you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if they were to come home, and I know you asked Nash and them the question, and I know Matty Ice still cooks for his kids. If they were to come home and ask us to cook a meal, we would cook a meal for them. But if they would be home for a couple of weeks talking about cook every night, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Oh, go ahead. Good?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, we just teasing Reese. Well, we're not teasing Reese, but we would, take care, give him a little something every once in a while, but it ain't no come freeload over our house type situation. Like, you ain't coming over every other day digging in my refrigerator, looking at my food, trying to figure out what we got in here. Nah, that ain't how it works. Once you out, son. And even if you come back, you still out. That refrigerator still don't. Even if I let you stay at the house for a week, that refrigerator is still not yours. That's mine. So, but Reese, yeah, but it's time to cut him off. We gotta tell you, man, you gotta cut him off. Cut him off. And you already said he was living on his own, so now he just being privileged.
No, well, it's because look, I look at it and I see him get up, going in working a 12-hour shift. He's the store manager, and he get off, go to work at night, and come home at night. And the least I could do is have some food for him to eat, so he can take a shower, go to bed, and get up and do it the next day. I'm just helping. I would cook on Sunday and Wednesday. Sunday will take us to Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday gets you to Thursday and Friday. And Saturday, it's you out on your own or whatever like that. I was raised like that. I was raised in a household where my grandmother cooked every day for my granddaddy. My granddaddy didn't eat leftover unless it was beans. He liked beans. But my grandmother was, and I saw that. And that's just me. I enjoy cooking. When my friends, the family come over, they was like, Reese, what you cook? Because I'm always in the kitchen cooking something different, making different recipes. I'm fat. What you think I do? I'm in there eating breeze pie and wind cake. I'm in there throwing down on some stuff.
You say breeze pie and wind cake. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
that's breeze pie and wind cake. I'm in there eating some food. I don't even know what
that is. That's some new shit right there.
So, I mean, my thing is this, Reese, if you are cooking your food for the week and you include him in that, that's a little bit different than cooking for him. If you're cooking your own food and you're just making extra for him, right? Because he lives there. I somewhat understand that, right? But if it was like you're intentionally cooking his food, then that's a little bit different. Like, here's the deal: if he come home, is the expectation that there's going to be food there for him to eat? That's, I guess, the difference.
And the answer is yes. There is that expectation.
It's going to be always.
Or is it going to be like, Ma, you ain't cooked nothing today? Is it going to be like, Ma, you ain't cooked nothing today?
He don't never say that.
All right, and see that then that's a little different.
Something, you know what, too, Coach? Sometimes I'll go a whole day without eating. He bring me food home. He was like, I know you didn't eat nothing today. I know you didn't. He just know my pattern. He was like, I know you didn't. He looks out for me sometimes. So.
Matty Ice, we already know you're joint on cooking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get what a lot of y'all saying, but like I said, like every household is different. Mm-hmm. So I cook most nights, you know what I mean, because I'm usually fixing my wife something to eat, you know what I mean? So those who, know me personally know, what I mean, my wife has a condition, so she's not able to, get in the kitchen and cook. So I cook for her. So if I'm cooking, both my kids still live with me. My daughter's in school, going to work. My son, he doesn't know how to cook, he cooks a little something, but if I'm cooking, I usually cook enough for everybody, to eat, as this last year, I may have started cutting back a little bit on, not cooking every time. Or if I stop to get something to eat, I might just get it for me and my wife, but I don't mind looking out for my kids, just to try to help them out, but my daughter will cook certain time. My daughter knows how to cook, but if she's not working or at school, she'll cook a dinner, you know what I mean, once or twice a week, you know what I mean, or maybe a couple times a month. But overall, I am cooking. So if I do cook, I'm not just going to cook enough. You know, it depends on what it is. I'm cooking on Sunday, I'm cooking enough for everybody. Throughout the week, you know, sometimes I just fix something for us. It's stuff in the freezer they can fix on their own. But you know what I mean, 9 times out of 10, if I'm actually cooking, I'm gonna cook enough for the household. You know what I mean? So
all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You never cutting them off is basically what you're saying. I got you. We're gonna go into that.
I got nobody
my
actually
next question.
really cuts their kids off, Roddy. You know what I mean? Roddy.
I cut them off. What do you mean? They cut off. Yeah, don't worry. I cut my cut off.
We'll see.
I cut my cut off.
Wait till Trinity leave and come back. We'll see.
That's different, you know. But Trinity cook for herself. I ain't gonna cut them off on different aspects. I'm gonna win on eating on food. Don't worry about that. They're gonna get cut off because I expect them to cook for me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, on other aspects, yeah, y'all can probably catch me on that one. But let's talk about this because I wanted to bring this up too. Dating. Because I feel like dating now in 2024 or even as a child raising up is totally different than when we was back in the day trying to look for a girl, you know, because you had to go to a mall. You know, the most important tool back in the day for us was a pen. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't get no girl number, couldn't get no information if you ain't have a pen. That was the most. Nowadays, you can't even get her real name. You can get her IG. You know what I'm saying? You can get her, you know, you can't even, and then you half the time you don't even gotta talk. Then when you get it, you ain't talking to her. You texting her, you're doing this, you're doing that. So, you know, I mean, I'm bringing this up because this is one thing I had to sit down and talk to my daughter about that, you know, of course, we didn't have to deal with. And that was, I told her about, you know, I had to talk to her about taking pictures of herself. Taking pictures of herself and sending them to people. And I'm not even just talking about nude. I'm just talking about period. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it can all be chopped up, changed, or used against you later, or whatever the case may be. One of the biggest things they just talked about now in PG County, for some reason it's us exclusively, is that people are blackmailing people by going out, dating them, asking for pictures, and then you taking those pictures and blackmailing them for money.
With AI?
No, I don't know if AI is involved, but that's one. Like, yeah, I've heard these on the radio recently. These you know, these joints talking about, hey, don't send your pictures to people. This is the new like scam.
I gotta ask, what are they blackmailing them with just a regular photo?
Well, they was talking about nudes in this particular.
Oh, nudes, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. They're talking about nudes or doing any kind of sexual act.
So my thing is this:
somebody get you on camera, they definitely.
People.
They most definitely gonna get you. Yeah. But my thing is this: you become like me and don't be ashamed. Just beat them to the punch. Yeah, I mean, but everybody's not me.
You know, it's different for a female. I definitely feel it's different for a female. We all talk about males.
For a woman.
But
still, it's most definitely different for a woman.
Go ahead, Coach.
The other thing is too is that the kids nowadays have to understand that everything digital is record, right?
Yeah.
It's forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So what you share with people is forever. And I think they don't understand the longevity of their actions when it comes to the digital environment.
Well, when I talk to my daughter, you don't take those pictures at all because it's in the cloud. You don't even have to send them at this point. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you take that picture, it's in the cloud, and there you go. Somebody can get it from there. So don't take pictures of yourself in any kind of, you know, provocative or nude or provocative or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But anyway, we supposed to be talking about sons. I apologize.
So this is thirst trapping, right? No thirst trap pictures, because I mean, a lot of youngins like to. Well, youngins like I'm old. A lot of younger people like to do the thirst trap photos.
Mm-hmm. We see old people do it too.
Yeah,
old people do it too.
Yeah.
But take it from me, I'm hollering at these women in their 50s and some in their 60s out here trying thirst trap too. Yes.
It's not.
But it's actually just if you just look at society and social media in general, man, like a lot of the pictures that people post and just how females dress, now anyway, they have naked. Like, come on, like it ain't nothing to the imagination now. Like you see females going to the club with see-through clothes on, you know what I mean? Chicks dropping off their kids at school, which their cheeks hanging out on the jump, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a difference, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So if you raise your daughters in a certain type of way, not saying like if that's how somebody chooses to dress, I'm not judging that or whatever, but you know what I mean? Like you just gotta look at what people putting out there anyway. Right? Like there's no, you know what I mean? There's no shame in how they dressing, you know what I mean? They trying to be sexy red. They dressing like Megan Thee Stallion and you know Nicki Minaj. So that's
I mean, it's
the woman doing it too. You know what I mean? Like anytime they celebrate, the woman gotta get on camera and twerk. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what society is deeming as acceptable. So then sometimes, like you said, people can use those pictures, but people they don't even care. They putting them right on social media, right on their page. You know what I'm saying? So I
still think raising a child, man, you know, you got to try to. I mean,
that's what I mean. You know, as far as how you raise your child,
you grown. Like at my age, if somebody got a naked picture of me and talk about they're gonna blackmail, I laugh my ass off. I'm gonna go ahead. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Like shit.
Let me beat you to that. How about that?
I got you, but still.
I think back to the original question, which was about, you know what I'm saying, dating, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, I think nowadays dating looks different than what it did back in the day. Overall, I still know young adults, a lot of young adults that still date and court and do it the old-fashioned way, right? A lot of the ones getting married are the ones that are doing the true dating and getting to know people and getting to know each other live, not via text, not via IG or whatever else. They may have met there, but they are truly meeting physically and seeing each other and seeing who people are and so forth. I think that social media kind of over glorifies the instant gratification of relationships, right? So, I can get with this girl quick, I can get with this guy quick, blah, blah, blah. But the true relationships, I think dating is truly happening still to a certain extent, right? It may not be to the extent where I'm going to talk to Rodney to see if I can date his daughter, right? But it is still, you know what I'm saying, somewhat some form of going out, talking to the person, understanding interests, and so forth. So
what do you think, Reese? You shaking your head no. What you got to say about that?
Social media has jacked up dating so bad that I'm on dating sites. I'm on Facebook Friends, as a matter of fact. I'm on different sites, and I'm
Nash.
I'm genuine. I'm genuine.
Your boy on there.
I'm not mixing words, but these guys get on there and they're mixing the words. They don't want to date. They want jump offs.
Yes.
You know, and when you tell them, and even the ones that's the deacon in the church, I'm in the church, I'm this and this and that, and then they want to see pictures of your butt or your tits. Oh, send me this picture, send me that. Or see, you know, and we're FaceTiming. And they like, what you got on? Paying down so I can see. I'm like, no, sir, we're here. We're here. When are we going out? I'll meet you at Starbucks. I'll meet you out. It's something totally different. They think because you FaceTiming, they like, oh, that's the date. You eating, I'm eating, we having dinner, we on a dinner date. And it sucks. And
Wait a minute, Reese. I gotta ask, why can't that be a date if it's done properly? Because if
can a telephone conversation be a date?
Yeah, yes, if it's done properly. I'm
sorry.
But it's expectation. Like I don't know nothing about the modern day dating scene, none of that. Yeah. Like, but if it's depending on what some people's expectation is, you know what I mean? So if somebody does want to FaceTime a few times because I guess they don't feel comfortable meeting with that person, you know what I mean? They're not able to, whatever. So they FaceTime a few times to try to get to know a person, but I don't really think you can really get to know somebody without physically meeting them in person. You know what I mean? Like over time, like I would say because when I first met my wife, it wasn't no FaceTime, but I talked to her on the phone for months before I physically had met her. You know what I mean? Like we met through somebody, through my brother, and we just talked on the phone for a few months and just was homies, you know what I mean? But this was this was like 98. So we ain't, you know what I mean? I had a cell phone and a pager back then, but it wasn't no pictures, wasn't no FaceTime or nothing like that. So you can get to know somebody, you know what I mean?
And truth be told, I mean, Reese, like just because even though you're on the dating sites and so forth, you're still gonna run across the same creeps that you may run across when you walk through the mall. Like, I mean, you're gonna run across them jokers either way, right? And you'll have to filter them the exact same way. Now you may be able to filter quicker in person than you can online, because people can make themselves completely different than what they truly are online, right? But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's like, it makes it harder. There's still creeps out there, though, and that's kind of understood.
I think it's just gonna more affect the new generation too.
I had women that looked like men that said that they're men, and this one woman, it looked like a man right from the picture. So we FaceTime. And I said, "What's wrong with your voice?" "Something wrong with my voice." I said, "No, ma'am, there's nothing wrong with your voice." I said, "You didn't think I know?" I said, "Are you a woman?" She's going to identify as the man. I said, "It's okay. Tell me that you're a woman. I'm not into women, but we could be friends. But no, not like that."
All right. Well, we're going to go into the next subject. Next subject.
Now, we getting good, Rock, because I had some questions for Reese.
Man, go ahead. We're going to go into this.
I'm glad I'm married, y'all. I'm glad I'm married. That's too much right there.
But anyway, we're going to go back into, what just happened to my mic? My bad. We're going to go next, not because you brought up the whole Sexy Red and anything, but I'm going to keep it with males, because this was something I saw and it kind of hit me, and I wanted to understand how you fellas feel about it. And it was Music Today. So the guy, the gentleman, he was a music artist. He says, "Yeah, see, the music back in the 90s was written by drug dealers. The music now is written by drug addicts."
Yeah.
And I was wondering how y'all felt about that, because I mean, and I sat there and thought about it. I was like, okay, a lot of the people, when music in our age was brought out there, it usually had the drug dealer mentality in a lot of that music. And a lot of the music I listen to now, I don't really listen to it, but I still hear
drug dealer,
it's
more of a hustler mentality.
Drug addict. Yeah, it's a drug addict mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's Percocet, Molly, whatever, everything, this, that, and the other. So I'm just curious. I wanted to throw that out to you because, our sons are growing up in a different, when it comes to music, they're growing up in a different era than we did. So just curious to how y'all think, what y'all think about that scenario that,
I don't know, because I don't really listen to a lot of this new age music, but I do see some of that in there. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't really speak on it because I still listen to the same music. My kids, they listen to artists. I don't know who half the artists are, you know what I'm saying? But I guess going back to like not just the drug addict and hustler part of it, but it seemed like the biggest artists nowadays are these female artists. The female artists are the biggest artists out right now, like in the rap game, and that wasn't how it was before. You know what I mean? Of course, you still got Drake, Kendrick Lamar. I don't look at them as, drug addict music. You know what I mean? That's a different joint. But it's mostly seem like this music is geared toward the females, you know what I mean? With the Nickies and Sexy Reds and, the stuff that they talking about, kind of brainwashing a lot of the youngins, you know what I mean? Like, because it ain't just teenage and adult girls. Like, I don't know if y'all saw this video of somebody playing like Sexy Red at like a 8-year-old birthday party or something, and like all the little girls like singing the joint. So that's the thing that I look at, like, come on, like, you, like a child that young shouldn't be listening to a Sexy Red album. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shouldn't be what they are aspiring to be. You know what I'm saying? So I get it on that. I don't really understand the drug part of it because I don't really see that side, but I think it's crazy how you letting these little girls listen to Sexy Red though, man. Like,
I mean, I think
the moms though, the mom right there with it. You know what I mean? Like they cool with it. They think it's cute. You know,
that goes back to parenting.
Yeah,
that's all that is. I mean, like what's success?
Well, what do you think? What do you think, Coach, about the drug dealer and then drug addict situation?
I mean, I think that back in the day, I mean, talking about being a drug dealer, it's like which one's better? Which one's neither's right? You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Neither's right, dog. Like, so just because it was written by a drug dealer, bro, that don't necessarily make you a good person. You know what I mean?
Still glorifying.
It doesn't make what you say any better. Right? So and as opposed to somebody singing about doing drugs, don't make the song any better, right? So it's really all about the message in the song. So and truth be told, I think a lot of what the rap industry and everything glorifies it, especially the radio. The radio actually controls a lot of that, but because there's a lot of good rap songs and rap male and female rappers out here that aren't rapping about nonsense.
Hey, so what you saying that, Coach? Do y'all honestly think that the music business, that's what they push out there? You know what I mean? That's what they
always have, always will.
You know what I'm saying? Like people say that all the time. Like there's a lot of artists who not talking about that, but for whatever reason, that's not what they're going to push. That's not what they're going to promote. That's what they're not putting their money behind that type of music.
It was one Nicki. I think it was Nicki Minaj, and don't quote me, but I think at one point somebody asked her about why she raps about what she raps about, and she said she tried to rap about positive things. And it didn't get the same reaction as rapping about the other stuff.
I think Meek Mill said that too. He was like, a lot of artists done came out and said that recently. Like, dang, you're not getting no money if you ain't rapping about that. They basically tell you like this what we want you to talk about.
Reese, how you feel about it?
I feel first with the dope dealer and the addicts. Look, this dope dealers and addicts was back in our day, and it's back now. The difference is our rap told a story and we use it as talk about our clothes. We want to get fresh. Like, look at Dougie Fresh dressed like $1 million. Gucci Mane in there walked in the club with a $50,000 check. Talk about, it's a different experience. We talked about our clothes, what we got on, where we going, we looking fresh. They talking about murdering kids and getting people hooked on Molly Percocet and scissor and all of that. They're talking, it's different times, different eras. But the far as the dopies and the druggies, they're still the same dopies and druggies because we had them in our generation. And you got dopies and druggies now. Both of them still write music. Music is music, expression is expression. But the difference back then, we talked about clothes. Now they're talking about putting holes in the clothes. I mean, and as far as the female rappers, that's because all that lechery, debauchery, and all that booty, y'all know the song. And it's to me, it's disgusting. But they always say sex sells. That's because that's what the industry wants you to believe. You can talk about good, positive stuff, and you could put it out there, and they will buy it. It's all in the packaging, how we package things. And we can't give up when I used to say, oh, well, they ain't going to listen to nothing positive. Let me bend over and twerk for them.
Yeah, it will. The youth will navigate to positive stuff. Like, the one thing I will say about this generation, and mark my words, the next generation ain't gonna be going for the same stuff that we went for. I'm just letting you know that now. They won't. They're not built the same as us. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, they're not tough. They, you know what I'm saying? They don't work hard. Blah blah blah. They have some good attributes and bad attributes like our generation. But the one thing they will do is move on. They will not stay complacent. So these younger kids will find ways of making money. They don't expect to be at a job for 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They expect to move forward, right? And they're not gonna let society dictate what they're supposed to do and who they're supposed to be. They're gonna stand up for themselves a lot more than what a lot of people think.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that is the next part of what I was going to talk about, and that was jobs. Mm-hmm. And talk about the difference that they do. You know, I do agree with Coach that there's a difference. They in there like nowadays. A lot of jobs are 5-year contracts, 3-year contracts into that shake and move, do something. If I don't like this, and I kind of blame that on that in the whole Google era. That if they want instant, you know what I'm saying? They're not here to be here for 15, 20 years or whatever the case may be. Like Coach said, they like the jobs where they can do their contract and they can decide whether they're gonna stay or not. You know what I'm saying? Or re-up the contract type situation. But the other thing is that a lot of those blue collar jobs are not being fulfilled, like plumbers, like electricians and things like that, because of that. And also that I feel like a lot of kids today have so many more options as far as the internet tech and going into that field, video gaming and stuff like that. They get into all that, and now that those jobs that are blue collar jobs, still good jobs, great jobs actually, but you know they're not into those things anymore. So you know, I think Coach already said, what do you feel about that? I'll go D Nash. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not even going to complain about the fact you left me out for the music conversation, but you want to talk about the work.
Nah. Say the music first. Go ahead. Then get into that. Do both.
Well, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and try to blend this in as quickly as possible. You know, you talk about today's music, and I saw that clip that you're referring to where the dude talked about, you know, our music was about the drug seller. This music is about the drug dealer. I'm going to say the dealer versus the user. The thing that a lot of us don't like to talk about is how diverse this current generation's music is right now. Because as much as we want to talk about the fact that there are a lot of dudes out there talking about using drugs, and yes, we already know about the Coles and the Drakes and the Kendricks. There's still your Tyler the Creators. There's still your Juice WRLDs. There's still, you know, it's a litany of artists that we just don't talk about as much on the regular. And maybe they should be talked about a little bit more. But however, those that like that music, and they stick with those acts. It's not as polarizing as we on the outside believe it to be. And we talk about the women artists. It is kind of unfortunate that we do hear about the Ice Spices and the Megan Thee Stallions and whomever. And I'm not saying that their music is unfortunate. What I'm saying is, it just seems that it's lopsided that that's all that women empowerment looks like or has to look like as it pertains to women MCs when we have women rappers out there like Rhapsody. And for those who haven't heard of Rhapsody, I implore you to go listen to her last 2 albums, most definitely. With that said, just real quick, I'm going to go ahead and get this music thing out the way real quick. These young kids are doing something that the past generations that are in hip-hop have rarely done, which is go back and listen to the old stuff and appreciate it more than we do, right? Now, don't get me wrong, all of us grew up in the 80s, so we have an appreciation for 80s hip-hop. Those kids that grew up in the 90s, and I mean like that were born in the 90s and grew up in the early 2000s, they don't have as much appreciation for the early 80s hip-hop as we did. And then you started getting those 2010 babies, they didn't appreciate the 90s as much. For whatever reason, these kids that are like in their 20s now, that were born in the 2000s, are starting to get that appreciation for 80s and 90s hip-hop. I was taken aback by listening to some of the stuff that my son listens to. I was completely shocked that he listens to it. And he's not the only one. There are tons of these young kids in their 20s right now that are listening to stuff that we grew up listening to. And I love to see that that's going on right now. Now, to the job thing, you know what it is? These kids are starting to see something that unfortunately we and our parents did not see. Is that, especially nowadays, companies look at us as batteries. We are disposable. And guess what? I'm going to get out of there before you get me out of there. I'm going to go ahead and learn what I need to learn at this job. And guess what? I'm out before you tell me I'm gone. And I've already learned what I need to learn from this position, and I'm moving on to the next thing. And as it pertains to the blue collar jobs, that's kind of our fault and our parents' fault, right? Because our generation was kind of like that first generation to start going to college, because that's all we were taught. Go to college, get your education, get you a better job. And we unfortunately looked our noses down at those blue collar jobs, not realizing how important, how lucrative they are, right?
Yeah.
Everybody ain't built to go to college. Everybody ain't.
True.
And it was just unfortunate that for an entire generation, we taught our kids that going to college was better than going out and working as a plumber, working as an auto mechanic, working as working in construction, where now some people are starting to discover that because these fields are also lucrative and because of the fact that nobody else is doing these jobs right now.
Yeah, facts.
Facts.
Yeah, I would say I definitely agree with that about the blue collar work. Like, of course, there's going to be work in the cyber field because the computers are here, but AI is coming in and taking a lot of jobs, like just even white collar jobs, like accounting and different things like that. There's going to be AI able to do those type of things. So I think there's going to be a resurgence in a lot of these blue collar jobs, because unfortunately you're still going to need somebody to come in the house to fix your plumbing, you know what I mean, and different things like that. Because I got into the workforce from working a blue collar job, you know what I mean, working in telecommunications, you know what I mean, installing phone systems and phone lines in different people's houses. So I believe today's youth, if they are smart, they will learn how to work with their hands, you know what I mean, and you can create your own company and business to do it, you know what I mean. So, but some people don't want to do it, you know what I mean, like they're just not skilled with it. But I think that's going to be the I ain't gonna say the next wave, but it's gonna be something that comes back around, because in schools we used to have like tech class, like it used to be vocational type high schools, but you don't even really see that no more. They don't really teach that anymore in a lot of the high schools, but I think they need to kind of bring that back, you know what I mean, to show people how to
It's starting to come back, man.
Yeah.
They made CPE high schools now. Yeah, that's my daughter's in. They brought them back, but I remember there was a time that they were non-existent, but they're bringing them back because they need people for these jobs. Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah. It's so bad. So now they brought them back, so because they need people for these jobs.
Yeah, and I think that's because a lot of stuff is, like I said, I think AI is going to take and robotics are going to take a lot of these jobs. Like even like a job at McDonald's, I believe in the next 10 years or so, a lot of them jobs are going to be automated. It's not even going to be anybody, you know, it may be 2 or 3 people in there to run the store. Everything else is going to be done by robots, automated.
The only people going to be in McDonald's are the ones that can fix the robots.
Exactly.
Yeah. How about that? We almost there. Yeah. So, a lot of these fast food restaurants have kiosks in them now. So all you do, you
so with that being said, you need to learn how to be the one who can fix it. You know what I mean? And it's going to take somebody to know how to work with their hands. Of course, there's going to be some programming and computer skills involved in there as well. You know what I mean? But
but that man ain't putting it together. So man, you right about that. Somebody's going to put it together.
That's just going to be robots fixing robots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, Reese, you still going, Matt? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, is he finished? You finished, Matt?
Nah, go ahead. I'm
what I was saying that y'all right about the schools. We used to have VOTEC classes. This is men used to love going to Lincoln Tech. Oh, you hear? I'm going to Lincoln Tech. Oh, I'm going VOTEC, HVAC on cars and stuff. So now that the cars are computerized now, you can't go to no back alley mechanic. You're gonna have to actually go to the school where they make the cars to learn how to fix those cars. You know, which I think is okay, fine, great. But that is the change in technology. And like Maddie, I said, everything is telemade. Like going to the bank now is telemade. You don't see a teller no more to cash your check or to handle your business.
Yeah,
I wanted to a Bank of America, and I wanted to talk to a rep. They pulled me up with somebody that was in California, and I'm FaceTime with somebody about, and I was like, ain't this a blip? So everything you write is going to automation. But I blame us for our children not working or not even wanting to work because the media, they turned our kids into social media junkies. When they found out I could be a millionaire just by being an influencer, we never heard of that, being an influencer. Because we got out there and we rolled our sleeves up. My son told me that I'm stopping him from being great because he want to be a gamer. And then when I found out gamer makes millions of dollars, I'm like, go ahead and play that game. Go ahead, boy. Because I used to be like, oh, why don't you get off that game? You need this time, that time. But when I said he makes 11 million by playing Fortnite, I was like, go on and play them. You know, I'm like,
yeah, I'll bring you a plate.
Yeah. College,
but you know what though?
It's school now, and they even kids are so soft. They got a course called NAP in college. We couldn't take no damn nap in college.
Well, you had to learn how to schedule right. You had to learn how to schedule right. If you can go ahead and schedule your classes a particular way.
Taking a nap, a break.
Oh, no, not a break. I wish. I would have passed with flying colors.
Shit, I would do extra credit.
It's a good thing though, because it's opportunity all around. Is like,
get him, killer, get him.
You know what I mean? Like you said, like you can create a living by being a social influencer. You can't create a living by being a gamer. You know what I mean? Like those opportunities weren't there. So I guess there's always checks and balances. The universe is always it's going to be money to be made somehow. People just got to kind of find a new lane. Things just kind of evolving. So as some workforces go out, other things come in. You know what I mean? So I like that because I like technology. I like that side of it. But like we said before, there's still going to be a need for blue collar type of workers. And then there's going to be others who earn money through social media, through different platforms. You know what I mean? There's going to be, I believe, like the news is changing. Like even if you look at people down to like Shannon Sharpe and those people, they still on ESPN, but they're leaving those companies and they're getting on the platforms and creating their own channels. So that's opened up avenues for the average person like us sitting here having a podcast. Like years ago, we couldn't sit here, have a podcast, be live on a couple of different platforms, reaching people. So it allows people to reach people with their music. We can reach people with our podcast. You know what I mean? So it's a great thing. It's a tool for us to use it, but we just have to, people just have to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that you can create be a social media influencer. Everybody not gonna make it there, but what I'm saying, it allows a lane for you to try.
100% gives you freedom.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You have something else, D-Nash?
Real quick. Yeah, real quick. So, Reese, to your point about your son talking about he wants to be a pro gamer, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, wait a minute. So, what are the chances of someone becoming a pro gamer? And I just looked it up. Becoming a pro gamer, your chances, you're better off trying to make it to the NBA. Because what do they say? That your chances of making it to the NBA are what, like somewhere between 2 to 5%? You have a 0.1 to a 0.3 chance of becoming a pro gamer. And only 1 to 5% of those Bammers makes 6 figures or more.
I guess.
So it's, these lofty dreams. Hey, man, go read a book. I don't want to question your dreams. I'm going to need you to be the best of the best, though. But go read a book, please. All
right, fellas. We're gonna go ahead in this segment and get into the last thing. Get into the last segment before we do our terrible football picks. And I just got a couple inspirational things I want to throw out there to change it up to change it up, to try to get back into something positive. Make sure y'all doing what you need to do. So then we'll do our terrible football picks, and I'll let D-Nash and them have my vote. We'll see. Y'all ready?
We gotta love people enough to let them go. We gotta love people enough to understand that the best version of ourselves won't be with each other. Doesn't mean I feel any negativity towards you or whatever the case may be. I just learned from my dealings. I learned from the neglect. I learned from being taken advantage of. I learned from putting my heart out there so much and just getting it taken for granted and things of that nature. and don't get me wrong, like we had some good moments, and some stuff that taught me a lot in terms of how to move going forward. But sometimes you got to take that lesson from somebody and then apply it to somebody else, and they do the same. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean that y'all meant to be together. Doesn't mean that y'all meant to, finish the race together. Sometimes people is just a learning curve. Don't mean that you don't appreciate the experience, but it's just you were a learning curve for me to go be a better person for somebody else.
So that's just something I found that kind of resonated with me, because you gotta sometimes you just gotta love you gotta love yourself enough to let somebody go, and that takes a lot of love for yourself, because sometimes you don't want to hurt people's feelings or whatever the case may be, but sometimes you just gotta your first thought has to be yourself. So when you heard that, Coach, what do you think?
I think that it could be applied to a plethora of relationships, right? It's not just about, a wife and husband.
Oh, I didn't take it as a wife-husband thing. I meant all relationships. Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah, but some people would probably look at it like that. You know what I mean? But it's every relationship that you come in contact with, right? You know what I mean? There are chapters and there are seasons in your life where people come in and out of those seasons. You know what I mean? And you got to recognize when they're helping you and when it's time to move on.
All right, Reese, what do you think?
I definitely believe that you can outgrow people, and sometimes it happens like that. That don't mean I love you any less. It just means that I'm on a different level. At this point of the journey in my life. So yeah, I believe in what he was saying, but I didn't find that happy stuff. You said good happy stuff. I thought it was something.
Well, I mean, it's happy when you realize that and get to that point in your life where you're okay with letting people go because you love yourself that much. I mean, right. that to me is what I mean. It's more of an educational thing to get people to understand that it's okay to let somebody go. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Like, sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you're doing it just so you can go further, But D Nash, what you feel?
Yeah, to piggyback off of Reese said, I love you, but I need to love me more. And if what you're doing, regardless of how much I love you or you say you love me, is a hindrance towards me and my progression, you gotta go. And that's within all types of relationships.
All right, Matty Ice.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you gotta be selfish, you know what I mean? When it comes to loving yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't really love anybody else if you don't love yourself. And then sometimes if you put too much on that person, sometimes they can disappoint you, you know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta, step away, let people go. Like you said, some people are in your life for seasons or for reasons or whatever. But at the end of the day, you gotta be selfish sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes people spend their whole life giving themselves to others and never really, take time to love themselves or whatever. So I definitely agree with some of the points in there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to take that season to get yourself right. You know what I mean? And this may be a little bit off, but like an analogy I always use is like, when you're on an airplane, they say when there's an emergency and the oxygen joints was to fall down, put it on yourself first before you try to help anybody else. So that goes back to loving yourself and kind of take care of yourself before you giving yourself to others. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thought on that.
All right, appreciate it. All right, so next we got one more video from my man, the Point Man Up. Y'all know he's definitely a friend of the show, Eric Dorsey. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into that one, and then we'll discuss that.
Best stories, man, are the ones with adversity in them. Stop saying every time something goes wrong, man, God, why me? You know what I'm saying? Just another thing, just another thing. Change that into, yes, another thing, you know what I'm saying? Another line in the book, another paragraph in the book, another chapter in the book. The best stories. I mean, the greatest stories, the greatest movies, the greatest books that are ever written or that are ever filmed are ones with great adversity. Start to take that pain and use that into a tool to drive you forward in whatever it is that you're pursuing. Fuel it, you know, God, okay, cool. Eviction notice at the door. That, you know what I'm saying? That's another chapter in the book. Same, bank account on E. It's another, chapter in the book. Whatever it is, sickness, cancer, bad health, went over the war, lost your leg, got shot in the streets. It's another chapter in your book. You're not going to escape the pain. You can either dwell with it and use that to progress you forward, or you can linger in it and let it swallow you.
All right. Matty Ice, how you feel about what he was saying in there?
Yeah, man, it's saying you got to keep pushing. You know what I mean? There's always going to be things that come about. You know what I mean? And as you face these obstacles, you can either use them, you know what I mean, to propel you, or you can let them get the best of you. You know what I mean? Some things, of course, going to be easier than others, but basically, sometimes you got to go through that fire, you know what I mean, to get stronger. So just keep on pushing as you know what I mean, go through these obstacles, man, go through life, because they don't last, you know what I mean? Tough times usually don't last, you know what I mean? But sometimes we can let them get the best of us if we continue to dwell on them and just focus on it. Sometimes you got to look past the problem, you know what I mean, and look for the solution, because a lot of times the solution isn't inside the problem. So if you keep focusing on the problem, you can't see the solution. So, you know what I mean? I agree with it. That's kind of what I took from what he was saying.
All right, D Nash.
Man, of course we live through adversity. The thing is, of course, is to make sure that everything in life is a lesson, be it positive or negative.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of what Matty Ice just said, man, to quote my homie Curtis Mayfield, keep on pushing. And sometimes trouble don't last always. Sometimes
I was
trouble got to go
UGK
ahead.
though.
Oh, okay, even better. Oh, UGK, man, listen. Ooh. High Life, that's my joint right there, but that's another conversation. But yeah, sometimes hard times got to sell a team for about $7 million to an owner that actually cares for the team and go ahead and draft a quarterback at the number 2 spot that'll hopefully turn everything around. You should have made that point.
That's a lot of adversity, bro. Y'all have been pushing forward for a long time.
If we didn't have all that adversity, we wouldn't have had the number 2 pick.
There you go. Celebrate. Now we celebrate because we make it through that adversity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Reese, how you feel about it?
That video reminds me of one of my favorite little parables or stories that I heard. Just take a second, I'm gonna share with you guys. There was this weak man, he was so weak and feeble, and he prayed to God for strength. Well, right outside his house, it was a big giant boulder, and God told him, go out there and push the boulder every day. Go out there and push it every day. Push all your might up against that rock. That man did it for months and months and months. Okay, a year come by, and he goes out there. He said, Lord, I've been pushing this boulder every day, and it has not moved an inch. Okay, this little man is now transformed into this big, strong, muscular man. God said, I didn't tell you to move the boulder. I told you to push the boulder. So all that strength, he got it from, sometimes we overshoot our shot or overlook the blessing that he's put in front of us or the task that we had to go through. Like he said in that video, oh, why me? I went through a lot of adversity. You guys know, well, maybe you don't know, but Rodney know. It's the blessing for me to be even here, able to speak and talk to you guys today. I didn't give up. I like in the book of Hezekiah, I turned to the wall and I asked him, God, I prayed. I went into that trance state. I prayed. And I'm here with you. I know this, God. And I know exactly what that guy was saying. That's why I'm here today. The trouble don't last always, but there's always something. You don't go under it. You don't go around it. You go through it to make you stronger. If I push the rock to the side, there's still going to be a thorn over there on my side. If I put the rock behind me, it's going to be behind me. You get what I'm saying, guys? So you got to go through it and you got to bust it up. That's where you get your strength from, going through whatever God has for you to go through. I don't know the reason why some stuff happened. I'm still figuring out myself.
All right, Coach.
Yeah, man. I mean, adversity builds character. You know what I mean? So, like, if you don't have adversity, how can you grow and become a better person? And oftentimes we forget that while we're going through the adversity. But if we understand that if we keep walking through it, you know what I'm saying, that you have no choice but to be stronger, right? If you keep moving forward, strength will come. It's when you stop moving is when you become weak. So
there you go. That reminds me of somebody else's motto, always in motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's all good. You know, I took everything that y'all said, and definitely it was something that I got out of there. You always got to keep pushing, you know, and just remember, you know, like we always talked about it's peaks and valleys. You know what I'm saying? Peaks and valleys. And as long as you gotta remember when you're going into those valleys, you got to remember those peaks. You know what I'm saying? Even though I went through all the stuff that I went through this summer, I remembered Bali. Bali was amazing. So, you know, I kept on saying to myself, man, I'm gonna keep that Bali vibe. I'm gonna keep that Bali vibe, you know. So and keep it going. But you know, thank you, Eric, for another good thing to talk about this week. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these terrible, terrible picks. So you know, we'll let D Nash and Reese get in here and lose me some more money.
I lost you money.
Yeah, y'all both lost me money. Yeah, you lost me money too.
When did I lose you money?
I don't know, but I'm gonna say you did because I think so. Probably right now. I'm assuming.
About to lose it this week, so it don't matter because I already know y'all. I already know who y'all gonna pick in the game.
Here we go. All right, Coach, it's on you, brother. Tell us who we picking.
Jets at the Vikings. 9:30 in the morning, Sunday morning. They in London.
They in London? Yeah, they got right now they got the Vikings to win by 2.5.
Who y'all pick? I'm going with the Vikings.
All right, Coach. Nah. We'll go Reese and D Nash.
We'll
stick out the style. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I go with the Vikings over the Jets too.
Reese said the Vikings over the Jets. What about you, D Nash? I'm just curious to what your vote is.
I'm feeling the same way, man. The Jets haven't shown me anything consistent, but this is one of them scary games, man, where you have a situation where what's your boy's name? Aaron Rodgers may end up trying to show out Sunday morning and have a big game. But as of right now, man, the way that the Vikings are looking, I know they're not gonna go undefeated. Could this be the game that they lose? I don't know. God, yeah, this is one of them tough ones, man. But I'm leaning on the Vikings.
Right.
Especially because it's over, because it's in London. I don't really like those London and when they playing in another country.
Germany.
I don't really like those joints.
All right, Coach, next game.
I don't even know why I'm saying this. Browns at the Commanders.
Who you like in that joint though, Coach?
Vikings.
Vikings. All right.
Yeah. Browns at the Commanders.
Come on, man.
I already know my vote.
I understand.
I already know Maddie's vote.
Yeah. Might not even need to ask the burgundy contingency with the.
I want to hear what Coach got to say.
Let me say something. The Browns are always a tough game for the Commanders. Remember that.
The old
Command. The old Command. That's before
see, we got, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Dash. This right here.
It's not the same thing.
But he's right. The ownership's different. GM is different. The philosophy of this team is different. Coaching staff is different. I'm gonna need y'all to stop looking at this team as if it's the Daniel Snyder owned team. It is a different team. We can't compare the Browns to what the Browns used to be, right? Yeah. Because they've given us evidence that they're not that same type of Browns team. The thing that I am concerned about though is that Browns defense. Whether I don't know whether or not Myles Garrett is 100% or not.
He's not.
But that Browns offense does not scare me at all. No. You think he's not?
I don't think he is 100% with that. Wasn't he supposed to be getting an MRI this week?
Hey. If Myles Garrett is gone and that offense is looking the way that it is, I am confident in taking the Commanders.
Yeah. I think.
All right, Reese.
I don't want it to be a trap game, but they need to.
The Commanders won 3 in a row. I think this is going to be the upset. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I don't think we overlooking the Browns. They're gonna show up. I think this is gonna be another big win for the Commanders this week. Coming back home after taking 2 in a row on the road. I think they're gonna come home. I think the home team, the crowd gonna be there, and I think they're gonna actually
show up.
Yeah, show up and show out on the Browns.
All right.
But the last time they did lose to the Browns, so they actually owe the Browns a whooping this time.
They do owe the Browns.
Yeah.
What do I think between the Browns and the Commanders? I think the Commanders will win.
You said all that to pick us, man. Go ahead, man.
Next no
game.
bullshit. No bullshit.
I mean, Myles Garrett is injured, but he's going to end up playing.
All right. What's the next pick, Coach?
Ravens at the Bengals. See if y'all still believe in y'all boy up the street.
I'm going with the Ravens.
The Ravens are dangerous, bruh.
Reese?
The Bengals.
D Nash?
Where are they playing the game?
Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati?
Yeah. Cincinnati is plus 2.5.
Oh, and Baltimore's favored in this one. Okay.
So far, but things will change once we get to next week.
Nah, Baltimore favorite.
Anyway,
Baltimore favorite. Baltimore favorite.
Yeah, I was about to say Baltimore is favored by 2.5 because you said it was plus with Cincinnati. So, with that said, I'm going with Baltimore, especially the way that they looked last night. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, next game.
Cowboys at the Steelers. That's an undefeated squad.
I would like to get Reese's pick on this first, please. Thank you.
I'm a Cowboys fan all the way. I'm gonna go for the Cowboys
against an undefeated team. You think that's?
I don't care. I'm going for my Cowboys.
Oh, well, it's my money.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
We're gonna keep it moving. Next person, Matty Ice.
I can never roll with it's gonna be a tough game and
Sunday night too.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tough game. So honestly, that's why I gotta go with the Steelers on this one. You know what I mean? Because if it's a close game, which I think is gonna be,
and they're playing at Pittsburgh.
You know what I mean? Pittsburgh Cowboys ain't got no running game. You know what I mean?
No
defense. You shut down CeeDee Lamb. You know what I mean? I'm going with the Steelers.
All right.
And I say the best for last.
Hold on, did D Nash give his vote?
Who picking? Which y'all picking?
Sure didn't.
All right, go ahead.
I'm looking at some stuff right now. It ain't looking good for Dallas. I'm looking at reports that's saying that Micah Parsons is out 2 weeks.
Parsons out.
He got a high ankle sprain.
They hurting.
And DeMarcus Lawrence is out for 8 weeks. I'm going Pittsburgh on this one.
Yeah. That's why I told you, man. This East wide open, man.
I ain't seen nobody in the comments give your picks if you don't like what we saying. Everybody been in the comments. People been texting me, believe it or not. I guess I'll read some of the texts at the very end. But go ahead.
Who you got? You going with the Steelers, coach? I need to hear your picks.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Steelers this week.
Yeah. Hey, Roddy, make sure you make Coach pick because then he'll come back.
I got you. Yeah. He talked all that shit. He talked all that.
I know this. I do know this. If the Browns win, y'all better have it same year on next Monday.
Hey,
you picked them.
I'll keep on winning. Hey, I might wear this all season. I'm gonna wear it till we lose. I'm gonna wear it all season.
Hold on, Matty Ice. Don't let them get away. If the Browns lose, then you need to pull out some gear.
I ain't got no gear. I told you with my gear is section 1.
I'll come through this week. And drop something off. I'll come through this. I got like 6-7 hats. Don't worry about it. I got about 6-7 hats. I'll drop it off. I'll go buy a Commander's hat just to make you put it on. Yeah. So that's the journey. If I bring you a Commander's hat in the Commanders win, you wear it next week. Yes or no?
Hey, are you gonna wear a Browns hat?
You gonna wear a Dallas hat.
I will. If you say yeah, I will. Yeah. I wear a Browns hat.
I wear.
Oh, but then you got to go buy it. Damn.
All right, I got
you. You got to go buy a Commanders hat.
All right.
But the whole thing is, though, he picked us to win, so I don't even know why he even doing that.
Yeah, it don't matter. All right,
I was the only one that said Browns. So when you win that money, I hope you bet on the Browns. So you just like.
I mean, here's the deal. We ain't won. We ain't
the
won
last
this parlay yet. Oh, the Saints and the Chiefs. Ha! Got them.
You picking tough games, man. That's.
I know, right? Why can't you pick some gimme, son? What's wrong with you?
It's hard. I can't.
Oh
I
man,
can't go against
the Chiefs. The Chiefs are able to win 5.5.
The Saints.
It's hard for me to.
And
go
they're playing
at
the Chiefs.
The Saints.
Remember, are you taking the line or you just taking straight up?
No, straight up.
Straight up. I take straight up. You picking the
All
Saints?
right.
Coach, you saying the Saints gonna win? Get out of here.
Hey, dog, I'm telling you,
go ahead. Who next?
Something about the Chiefs that be squeaking games out, bruh. And I think the Saints real.
Didn't the Saints look like garbage last week? Did they win this week? I thought
they
lost
this week. They lost on last
They lost.
field goal. Yeah,
They
but
lost to who? Who?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
But Atlanta's not bad. Like, don't think Atlanta was supposed to be undefeated too.
Yeah, the Chiefs just lost Rice too. That was an unfortunate job. I wonder how Pat Mahomes feel about that because Pat Mahomes took him out.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes took his own man out with that joint. I was like, damn. But
I didn't see that game, so I must have missed that.
Yeah,
all right, Reese, how you feel?
He threw an interception and was trying to make a tackle and came in.
Reese got the Chiefs. The Chiefs and against the Saints. So Reese got the Chiefs. Anybody else?
I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs, man. Until they proven different. They the Super Bowl champs. They 4-0, so they might be due a loss this week, but they at home. I'm gonna have to roll with the Chiefs.
All right.
D-Nash. Yeah, the Chiefs seem to always find a way, but your boy's playing the worst football of his career right now in Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
and they're still trying to figure out where your boy Travis Kelce is. It's a APB out for him ever since he started dating your girl. Well, I shouldn't say ever since, but since the start of this season, there's been an APB out for Travis Kelce. There's a possibility that this becomes a game where he has a big game, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna be a little bit different, man. I'm gonna take the Saints on this one.
I'll take him. All right, sorry. All right, so
I can't be mad at that pick, but I'm gonna still roll with the champs. You know what I mean? I think they're gonna show. Hopefully, they show up. Kelce, I don't think he's gonna show up until the second half, until the playoffs.
All right, so we got. So all right, my $20 bet's gonna win me $206. Place. We'll see what's gonna happen with that. You know, so far I ain't won no money yet, but I won money on my own personal bet. I won my money on my personal bet.
These hard games. Why don't you pick some easy games, man?
You know, it's all right. It ain't his money.
We went all easy, but we went all easy for a week and they win one game, bro.
Yeah,
it been upset city like these last few weeks. It's hard to tell who gonna win. Like, especially because we picking money line, you know what I mean? But it been upsets though. Been upset. So I like these picks though, kind of this week. The only one I'm sure about, to be honest, is that Saints and the Chiefs joint.
I kind of feel some type of way about that Dallas Steelers game. I'm a little concerned about Justin Fields.
That could be a tough one
and how he's looking.
It's at Pittsburgh though, right?
Yeah,
it's at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and they got and the Steelers got running game too, though.
Yeah, and Dallas is hurt.
Yeah,
I think Pittsburgh gonna pull that out.
All right, shout out to OWW Me Plus 3. They said hell to the Redskins. I guess it's supposed to be a C now. I don't know how that's supposed to work. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end the show, fellas. I appreciate y'all all hanging out with us again for another episode. Next week we got Phil Strickland. He'll be coming in. Not Phil Strickland. Ooh, wrong Phil. Philip Page. Sorry. will be coming in next week and talking to us about Streetline. It's a phone-in service that you can use to get off the streets. He'll tell you more about that. They got a few other things to bring in, so we'll have a good conversation about that next week. Once again, we will be live, and I appreciate y'all for coming out and joining us. And God bless. Good night.
Good night.
Hell to the Redskins or the Commanders.
Go.
Yeah.
Raise hell.